Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today for this live stream event. My name is Rebecca. I'm the event planner of the Microsoft Reactor New York. And before we begin today's session, I just want to run through two items with you. First, our code of conduct. Microsoft Reactor seeks to provide a respectful environment for both our audience and our presenters. So we encourage engagement in the chat, but we ask that you're mindful of your commentary, remaining professional and on topic. Our event guidelines. So this session is being recorded. It will be available on our Microsoft Reactor YouTube channel after the session concludes. If you have not been on a live event before through YouTube, you do need to have a channel, which is basically the equivalent of an account on YouTube, to interact in the chat. If you have not done so, you can feel free to create your account right now. Otherwise, if you have questions for our guests today, we can always follow up after the session. We'll be sharing their contact information in the chat soon enough. So today's session, let me just quickly say this is super exciting. This is part 2 of an ongoing series. Today we are joined by Jeevantika, who is a cloud solution architect, and Munira, who is a technical recruiter, both from Microsoft. They'll be discussing their experiences as they took their career through life and in this, technological world and the trials and tribulations that brought. This session will be approximately 45 minutes with time for questions toward the end. So I'm going to bring our speakers up right now. Just bear with me one moment here. Here we go. Hello, welcome. Thank you both for joining us again. Very excited to have you back. I think this will be another great session. Last time we had some really awesome audience engagement, lots of wonderful questions, and I'm happy to have you here. So I'll let you, more formally introduce yourselves as you'd like and get started.
Thank you. Thanks, Rebecca. And thanks, everyone, for joining us today. It's so nice to be back to this second series of International Women in Tech. And Munira and myself, it's an honor for us to again talk about empowering women. Just to start with, can we have our slides, please, Rebecca? Thanks. So, my name is Jeevantika Lingalwar. As you all know, I am a cloud solution architect in Microsoft Dublin. I am pretty new in Microsoft. Again, it's been a year since I joined the organization, and I'm so happy. Again, as many of us who are in Microsoft, I am also founder of International Women in Tech Group, which I created 2 years ago with 10 people. And I currently lead a community of more than 3,600 members, and they are growing every day. This group is global. There are people from all over the world, not just women, but also men, and they are from all over the world. It's not just in the Ireland and not just women in the tech, but also from different industry. Calling the group as International Women in Tech is basically that we all in somehow some perspective work with technology. That's the reason Women in Tech. It's not just specializing for people who just work with technology and they are in sales and they are not allowed to join the group. Nothing like that. Women in Tech is social, it's global, and it's all over the world. Today, we want to talk about empowering women. Next slide, please. So, empowering yourself and others. Empowering women not just mean you are solely responsible to empower the other person, but also how you can use this power of empowerment for yourself. So that's how we will discuss today. Munira and myself have gathered some sort of graphs, some sort of numbers with us that why it is so important to empower yourself and then empowering others. We will discuss the achievements, we'll discuss fears, we'll discuss failures as well. Each of us, had some sort of failures, and I think we should not be feeling afraid to discuss those failures in front of everybody, so that each or one of us get an experience from different people perspective, from different people's failures, from their success as well. So today's discussion will be based on the same fears and challenges, same failures. How can you overcome this, and how can you empower yourself? And by empowering yourself, how can you help others grow in their field? So I would ask Munira to take over from here to discuss some of the aspects and some of the graphs that we have gathered, to discuss why is it so important and why is it needed to empower women.
All right. Thank you, Jeevantika. And hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are sitting around. I am so happy and so excited to be here. Thank you, Rebecca and Alexia, for giving us this opportunity to talk about it. Just to introduce myself, as you all know, my name is Munira Ali, and I am a technical recruiter at Microsoft. And I also do interview coaching as well. Apart from my work, which I'm really, really passionate about. So, as Javantika was talking about, what are we going to discuss today? Today's topic is quite close to our hearts, and we really believe in these topics. And let's move forward with this. Can we move to next slide, please? Yes. So these are the graphs that we have taken out through some research, and we will discuss in details about this topic, like why sometimes, I mean, not only me, but I believe others as well think twice when it comes to our career, about jobs, whether it's getting a job promotion, or whether it's changing for a job, or whether it's a moving countries. Like, for example, I have changed 3 countries so far. So I started my work in India, then I moved to Hong Kong for my career. I was in Hong Kong for 4 years, and 4 years ago, I moved to London from Hong Kong. And I truly believe in going international, moving for my career, which is sometimes frightening as well. But at the end of the day, um, it's quite fruitful to learn about new culture and the way we work in the other locations and other places. So um, let's move to the next topic, and we will start from there. Next slide, please. So, as women, we all know that we can shake up the world the way we want in. Next slide. Right. The first topic, changing jobs and locations. This is something we all have thought about it, and we all want it. And uh, as in my experience, and I hope I'm not alone, that I overthink things, whether it's about new job or a promotion. What I have learned is to speak up. All right. And I also want to remind you all as well, that you all deserve to be there the where you all wanted. You Sometimes we can't change people's unconscious bias they have, but what we can do is change change their perception through our work and through what we do. As I've said before, that I have changed countries, I have changed places, and I have changed companies as well. And I can and as a recruiter, through my experience, what I can suggest and what I can say is, when it comes to a job, applying for, let's say example, like applying for a job, correct? If we see in a job, let's say for a project manager or a technical or software engineer, as a women, we go through a lots of scrutiny, and like, oh, Am I applicable for this job or not? In the last previous data, the most common fear is overthinking, or the thing that should we go ahead and apply for it or not. So the thing is, we overthink so much that sometimes we do a self doubt on ourselves. So my suggestion is apply and explore to the, whether it's your the job promotion that you're going after, or for the new job that you're applying. Look at read through the job and see what they're asking. If you are 60% matching also for this job, my suggestion as a recruiter is go ahead and apply it and see how it turns out. It's not necessary that you have to join that job, but there is no harm or there is no side effect in exploring it. My second tip is doing, which as a woman and as of myself, I have not done it, but I've learned recently. It's doing a bit of a bragging. As a woman, we don't believe, or we don't do a lot of self bragging or self talking when it comes to when we're going for a meeting or for the interview. So doing it of a bit of a bragging in an interview or in a meeting goes a long way. So I tell to all my candidates, especially the one who is coming for an interview, is preparing a bit of a bragging sheet. Now, what is a bragging sheet? You must ask. A bragging sheet is a kind of a magical piece of paper which will give you a burst of energy when you need the most. So, how do you make this bragging sheet? This is a little exercise that I want you to do it. I would recommend everyone to do this. Take a piece of paper, all right, maybe an A4 size or diary or wherever you write it, all right, and sit somewhere quiet without any distraction at all. And think about 5 great achievements you had in last 2 or 3 years. I kn- I know that when you will say like, oh Munira, I don't think so. I have any great achievements so far. I don't remember. COVID has come and things were really negative and we were sitting at home and nothing happened. I understand everything. But just focus on this. Think about think for some time, like sit for an hour. For me, it took me 75 minutes when I made my bragging sheet first. I have sat, I put my mobile phone aside. I put my said my husband, don't disturb me, no TV, nothing. And I sat going, see what I have done, whether it's a personal or a professional. Write down 5 achievements that you had. And once you write down everything, keep this piece of paper in your bag with you all the time. And whenever you're going for an interview or any important meeting, all you need to do is open that paper and read it through and think how great you are, how wonderful and so many achievements you had, and you should not forget about it. And when there is a time to talk about it, brag yourself, talk about it, what you have done. If you have to do comparison between male and female, male does not mostly men does not think twice bragging about themselves. I mean, that is the statistics and the research shows that. But when it comes to women, they think twice. And that's what the message that I want to give it to you, everyone, is talk about yourself when it is required and speak up about yourself. And this is a great topic which requires lot of confidence and self doubt. uh, Everybody has. So Javantika will help us right now to talk about in detail.
Thanks, Munira.
Over to
That
you.
was really a good insight, I would say, to boost the confidence that we have within. And I think that's a very good point to mention, that you can brag about yourself and not to think twice. So I guess I have been doing this a lot, and I am actually not bragging about myself that I like to brag a lot, but that's the truth, because I do brag a lot about my failures in my life. So I guess the second point that we are discussing right now about self doubt and lack of confidence, once you start sharing your failures with your peers, with your partner, or with anybody that you feel. I mostly share a lot of my failures with everybody I feel that should listen to my failure. So I guess once you start sharing it, your confidence automatically boosts up. You stop doubting yourself, because at one point you're sharing your failures, and other point you are telling them that how strong you are, because you were able to come out of that failure. That means that you are strong enough to face any difficult situation. And self doubting, every one of us has. Like, even I a lot of time doubt myself, should will I be able to do this, or this is something I can do it. But then the confidence that I have, it undermines the thought of self doubt. So you need to, it's okay to doubt yourself, but at the same time you need to have self confidence to overcome that self doubt of feeling. So once you have that confidence, you won't be anymore feeling that, okay, I don't think this is my cup of tea, I don't think I can give that presentation, or I don't think I should be there in the meeting because I don't know anything. So it happens, this is natural, and this is inevitable. But at the same time, there are so many things that could help you develop not having self doubt, or not having confidence, or boost up the energy. The other way we as women can empower other women, and which will also help us bring back the energy that we have in, or the positivity that we have in, is by I read a very good article yesterday. I was reading it, and I thought I will share with you all, because there are some super good ways to help yourself get empowered, and then help others empower as well. So one of them was validating your self expression. So if you see a woman brave enough to make herself vulnerable and share her personal stories on social media, or face to face meetings, let her know that you see her and you honor her truth. So if you see another person putting down her personal experience by bullying her, step in gently and remind that this is her truth of life, and applaud her for speaking up. You are brave enough to talk about your failures. Nobody can speak about the failures because of probably a self shame, or what people may think, what people may say if I tell my failures. I failed on a personal level. I failed so many times in my relationship. I never had a successful relationship in my past. But in the last 2 months, like, I got married very recently, so I am a very happy married woman now. And I guess the fruit of time, fruit of patience has paid me off. I used to think I failed those relationship. I am not worth of any relationship. Nobody would like to be with me. And that's the kind of negativity that started to build up in your mind. So failure does these things to you. But it's up to you how you manage those failures. If you want to leave back those failures and bring the best out of yourself, I guess that's when you realize that you are a strong woman. And it's not like every strong woman needs a support. So you need support, I need support, every one of us needs support. We are not perfect. Then that's the reason you need to try to compliment a woman on something. Then her looks, it's not just the body, it's not just the face. We all love to hear that, oh my god, you're beautiful, oh my god, you look so lovely, oh my god, Munira, look at your hair, they're looking so lovely. Actually, I am complimenting you, Munira, that your hair is looking lovely today. And that's what we need to do. That's what we need to talk to other people and say, you are brilliant, you're kind, you're very dedicated, you are very strong. How did you get back from such a sort of failure? So pay forward the unexpected compliments, and that's how you realize yourself that you are able to compliment somebody else. That means you have a clear heart. That means you are a very empowered woman already, that you are helping somebody else realize their good things. And at the same time, as I mentioned before, that every strong woman, every strong person also need a support. So offer support to all women, including the strong ones, and always be ready to signal boost the other woman. So we have got to know who the other women are out there doing good shit in the areas that intersect with our network or with our work. Always have a list of names at the ready to recommend and signal boost. I knew when I started International Women in Tech, I worked with a lot of people. When we were when we Munira and me, we started talking, we got to know that we have similar interest. We know we talk a lot about all this. And by talking to different organization, then the reactor thing came up. We got to know that there's an opportunity for us to talk about international women in tech. Suddenly I knew that Munira is the person I should reach out to, because she is sharing the same thing with me. She's sharing the same motivation and same enthusiasm that I have for women in tech. And that's why we both are here. So I had my list ready who I need to talk about. In case of tech, if there's a different scenario apart from, talking about women in tech, I know who I need to reach out to in terms of a different topic. So I have my list ready. I know who to bring up. I know who is, who's going to be there by my side to help me, to guide me, and to walk with me on the same path. uh, there is a very underrated thing that we don't talk a lot as women, and which makes us feel at some point that this is a shame. In India, basically, I will tell you the thing, because I am from India, I can share the story. Um, if you talk about periods in front of your friends, it's a shame. So your friends, male friends, especially at some point in India, so talking about your menstruation cycle, talking about your periods, it's very weird and very awkward for some people. They'll be like shy. You are not allowed to do certain things at your home if you are on your periods. And some people will make you feel so vulnerable. You're on periods, stay away from me. Did you take shower? Did you wash your hair? Because you're on periods, you need to take shower, you need to wash your hair. That's not a good thing. So I guess this is a major thing, because periods is something that is so um, painful for a lot of us, and uncomfortable for everybody of us. So all women go through this scenario, and we all know what do we have to go. Some of us, like for me personally, I go through a lot of cramps. I have very bad pain when I get periods, and I literally cannot get up 2 days from my bed. And so a different person would have an easy period, like it's coming and going, you don't have pain and stuff. But we need to talk about this. I can talk about this with my friend. I can talk about this. I talk about this with my mom every time, because we all know moms are like our best friends. And I can talk to her, but I cannot talk to my father about this, because I feel a little bit shy that what will I talk to him. But slowly I realized that this is a normal thing. And my dad, he's super open minded, but I never, whatever I tell my mom, she'll go and tell my dad. So I always keep scolding my mom, why do you have to tell dad about all these things? So my mom, she was the one who told me this is natural. And without this, you won't be able to become a woman. You will still be a girl. You won't get that hormonal changes within you. So I get that. That is something made me realize that I am so much strong. I am going through this, because unless and until we go through that, we don't realize. Unless and until somebody tells us as well that this is something that happens, and you have to keep yourself calm, and this is nothing that destroy you. And people will talk. It's okay. It's okay to talk. It's okay to appreciate somebody else. I get appreciated so many times being at my home here in Dublin. There are a few friends that I live with, and they take so much of care of me when I am in period. So I realize the worth that it has. And I guess we should all do it to other women. If we see somebody struggling from it, we should all appreciate. I really appreciate you, and I totally understand the pain you're going through. It will pass. That's it. That's the only thing we need to talk. And you will automatically feel a different change in you, because you are appreciating what is going in their life. You are empowering them, you are giving them the confidence, and you are making them feel that how strong you are. That will what make you feel that how strong you are to help somebody else. Then disagreeing without dismissing. A lot of time we have we as women face that a lot of time we are being shut down by somebody else when we are talking. As women, however, we often do share the experience of having been dismissed and left feeling unheard, and like our point of view was unimportant. So let's not do it in another to let's do that to one another. If a woman makes a legitimate point, even if it represents an opposing view, honor her intelligence, appreciate her. appreciate the courage that she brought on the table, and she, spoke everything without any fear, without contrasting anything, and directly contrasting that opinion. So let her speak, let her talk, and just appreciate that. I really agree to what you say. It was a very strong point, and that really makes sense. And I know it is not necessarily easy to have these conversations, but my perspective with this is this, and blah blah blah. That's how you say it. So that means you agree to the person what they're saying. You're not dismissing them. You're not, um, what do you call it? You're not letting them feel that they were wrong, but you are putting your words in a very professional manner, in a very empathetic manner, that the other person does not feel that I have been dismissed, or I have been, asked that, this is not the point that you should share with different person. So I get unconscious bias is something that we, all of us, are familiar with, and we need to have that in our day-to-day life. I cannot, from sitting from here, I cannot say that Munira, you cannot do this, because I don't know what Munira is doing. If I know her, if I know what she's capable of, even that time I cannot tell her that, Munira, this is not your job, you can't do this. That's unconscious bias. That's me judging very unconsciously about Munira. And that makes Munira feel, okay, I guess that makes her self-doubting, that makes her lose her confidence, and that means I am not a very good leader to tell Munira to do these things. If I am empowering Munira, if I am telling Munira, this is the cup of tea. You can definitely do this. I have full faith in you. I believe in you. And whatever you need, I will be there to help you. I will be there to guide you. I will be walking by your side. We will be able to do this. And now Munira is a very different person. Munira is all jumping and dancing. Yay, I can do this. So that's the optimistic way of encountering a woman, or encounter not just women, encountering anybody, addressing anybody out there, that you are on a mission to help. My personal mission is to help as many people as I can without expecting anything from them. So International Women in Tech, when I started it, I started on a personal reason, because there were so many things that I faced as an international student in Ireland, doing my masters, working part-time, doing 3 4 part-time jobs while doing my studies, and I found it so difficult as an international to work in, because I didn't get any support. I realize that there are so many people out there who are seeking some sort of support and not getting that support. That's the reason International Women in Tech, where we gather, we talk about our problems, we seek help for our problems, and we help others to their problems. So anything related to job, personal problems, economic problems, or now, since we are in COVID times, we all know how things are so difficult. So a lot of us were, I even lost my job when during COVID times, and that's when I got Microsoft. So I guess it's just the time, and the situations are bad. It's not you, or it's not what you did, but it's the situation. And situation, like time, situations also passes by, they changes as per the time. So tomorrow will be different, the next hour would be different. Let's not just talk about tomorrow, but the next hour, immediate next hour, would be different from what we do. So I guess it's very important to have patience. That is the key of a successful life. We are very much, fast forward in things. We want everything quick, but it doesn't come like that. Everything has a time, and I super believe in destiny, that you create your own destiny. You are your own creator. So nobody else can tell you that. Sorry, Munira, for pointing you again, but it's you I can see. So I am just giving example on Munira. So no, please don't keep me wrong. But
Anytime. Take my example always.
I cannot tell Munira, that Munira, you have to go ahead and do this. She knows what is good for her. She knows what keeps her happy. And if Munira is, listening to me all the time and she's not happy, that means she's really not happy. And she's not living her life to the fullest. So things that don't keep you happy, just don't do it. That's the simple and easiest way that we can put in, because this is a single life. You won't get this time again. Time is very precious. Time is money for us. So I guess that's how it works. That's how you can, create your own identity, by being your own role model, by being your own empowering power, by having that power of empowering yourself and empowering others. And as I was mentioning before, that in COVID times things were so difficult for all of us, on personal level, business level, professional level, and social level, that we somehow at some point were lost what to do, what not to do. And I guess life changed. Now we all changed. I've become fat because of COVID, so life has changed for me a lot, certainly. But I guess everything uh, has two sides to look at it. One is negative, one is positive. So if we look at the positive side, for me, productivity has increased, and for a lot of us, productivity has increased. We are able to do more work. And I guess, Munira, you have seen a lot of changes in the job market, in the recruitment area. Life before COVID, how was it and how was that? So maybe I'll just give this floor to you to talk about the COVID scenes pre and post.
Thank you, Javantika, but that was amazing. Like, I have no words. That examples that you have shared and the things you have talked about, I was like, I was like, I should unmute myself and like, yeah, yeah, I have done this and it's happened with me, and this is something I can relate totally. But yeah, I can definitely relate to that. Like, whether it's an example about the peers or it's example about how we that life has gone through, the things that happen. Um, I guess, like, yes, happened with me. Been there, done that. Um, in the topic of COVID, where, like, what really uh, boils my blood is life before COVID for women as well, like especially in the job market and the career life. It isn't great, and COVID has not made it easy, right? So COVID has taken a big toll on the daily life of our women. And if I have to look at the Deloitte report, which I was looking yesterday, nearly 70% of the working women in the pandemic has affected their work life balance. Not only their work life balance, but affected them physically, mental health, and some have also thought about leaving their career as well, because they cannot take it anymore. So lack of work life balance has factored a lot. So it was lack of, like, work life balance was important before COVID, but after COVID it's a must. It's not a luxury, or like, we should have work life balance. I think we should have work life balance. It is a must now. um so if I have to say about example as well, like, um even I, before joining Microsoft, I was in Amazon. So uh, when COVID hit, my job was xed out. I was doing a contract in Amazon, and I got to know, literally, 1 week before that, they're not going to renew my contract because they cannot. And it was the time I was like, I still remember at that time, because I was like, I wasn't prepared for it. I don't know what's gonna happen, what I'm gonna do. And I thought, okay, you know what, I will sail through this. But I didn't expected that my next job will take me 1 year. So when I left Amazon, it was in 2020, and I got to work in Microsoft last. I started Microsoft last April, so it was almost an year where um, I was looking for a job, and I was a bit of a struggling as well. So the first couple of months was, no job, and then there was COVID, and there was everything, like everything, all the negative could happen. It did happen. It did happen in that time. And but one thing that motivated me, or I would say that kept me going, was, okay, you know what, how I can declutter everything, and what else I can do. So one fine day, I was talking to one of my friend, actually I would say a mentor, and she talked me out of it and said, Munira, okay, things are not great, all right, but you can still do something which will which you can keep your negativity out of it. Just think about it, what you can do or what you want to do. And that's how I started my YouTube channel, or you can say my interview coaching, this thing. It all started with my motivation and with my passion. How can I help anyone else? I was struggling, and people, like, I used to get messages from different people, and people have lost their jobs, and they used to be like, Mira, can you help me in my CV, in my LinkedIn, or my interviews, and everything. And I was like, you know what, I know that things are, sorry about my language, my job situation is shitty right now, but you know what, if I can help out someone, then why not? And that's how the cause and the mission of helping other people in the interviews and in the job started all from there. And being inspired working in Microsoft, I don't want to stop that mission at the moment, because I truly believe in that. If you get the right tools and right method, you can win your interviews and the promotion, whatever you're going forward. So what I'm trying to say is, um, in the COVID, that things have been different, and it has affected our mental health and everything. My first my two tips would be for you is, be your own advocate. You can't expect an employer, to understand what is important to you, right? If you don't tell them, right? Be transparent and um, uh, communicate to your manager or to in your team about what your goals are, what you want to do, and also commit in the learning, right? See what you want to do, how you can be keep moving, how you can help yourself in your career growth. Your career growth is something that you need to invest in as well, right? So if you invest in, if you put your time and energy, how you want to move forward and what you want to do will help you at the end of the day. So be your own career advocate, and invest time in yourself, and think about what you want to do, communicate, be transparent, and see if you want to take some time off. That is okay. Take some time off, because it is really, really important. And second is, take care of your health, take care of your values. Most of us spend majority of our lives in working, and we should feel comfortable in ourselves, and not let other judges, oh, she's taking time off, what is she doing? That's okay. People will judge us, people will say 10 things, but nobody, very, very less people will take, except your friends and family. There are very less people who will take care of you. So you have to take care of yourself as well. At the end of the day, we have to take care of our career, we have to take care of our family, our house, and everything. Like, for example, after this call, I have to go and cook. So we have to we have to take care of everything, we have to juggle different balls. So at the end of the day, taking time for ourselves, taking something, what is important for us. Like, for example, this coaching thing, interview coaching thing, is really, really important for me right now. And I make sure that I take out time for me. For example, this reactor series is as well, we started last month. It takes out time from my working life as well, at the end of the day. But this is important for me, so I take out time, sometime from my personal life, from the weekends and everything. And I discuss with Jeevantika, like, let's do something this time, let's make up this time, because you take out time, you prioritize your work, what is important for you. So if this is something important, make sure you go ahead and do it. Because and ask your family to help you out, because they will be at the end of the day, and you are them for at the end of the day. And there is no harm in asking for help, whether it's with your family, friends, and in your work as well. And this is a great topic where Jivantika will give us and throw some light on this.
Thanks, Munira. I totally agree to what you said about asking help, asking for help, and being your own advocate. So, as I said before, you are your own creator. You can be your own advocate. You can, as Munira said, we all have to take care of ourselves. At some point, there are mom, dad to look after us, partners are there to look after us. But at some point, you are your own savior. Nobody's gonna help. Nobody's going to come to, look after you, look after your health. You have to be fit for yourself. I am saying this, look at me, I've gone fat, I didn't get take care of me, and I am saying this, so don't mind, but I am on a mission to, lose some weight and go back to where I was. And that's why I'm telling you all this. But I guess keeping time for your own, good stuff that you like, you want to do. So I love playing games, and I know the 9 to 5 job keeps you busy a lot, but I do find time to at least play one game. So I'm a big VR game player, and I love playing games on my VR machine. I have an Oculus Quest. If somebody in here is a big gamer, they would know. So I have that Quest from Meta, from the Facebook, and I am a huge fan of this. I love to talk about quantum computing. I love to talk about the multiverse. I love and love to talk about the, parallel stuff that are going. I am a big freak of all these things. So I guess I love all these, and I need to take care that I appreciate my hobbies. I love singing, so I cannot usually sing the whole time. So I usually, whenever I take shower, I sing there. So that makes me a bathroom singer. But trust me, I sing pretty good. Than a bathroom singer. It's not just my voice is good in the bathroom, but outside as well. Uh, so I make sure that I at least use my voice to, do my hobby. I use my hands to play games, because that's what keeps me happy in doing. That's what keeps me fit, and my mind as well fit. That's where self happiness comes from. And asking help is super important, the super important challenge that we all face at some point. So we have that a little bit of shyness within ourselves, that I cannot ask for help. What will he think? What will she think? But you know what, at some point, people say, it's a saying, not that it goes with everything, but you need to keep your friends close but enemy much more closer. So this is a very well known saying, and you should be doing that, because at the end it's you who want to make that thing happen. So nobody else is gonna come and tell you, oh, you need this, okay, I can help you. Of course, there'll be people, there'll be mentors who'll be talking to you about, your career, how's the journey going, your role models and stuff like that. But at the same point, I wouldn't know what Munira wants. Sorry, Munira, again coming back to you. But as you know, you are the only person in here I can see and talk to.
I know
So
you are your favorite. Let's just
yeah,
accept
you are.
it.
You are. So I cannot, Munira doesn't know what I want. She knows what I am, what I am telling her. She knows everything that Jeevantika loves, talking about women in tech. She loves helping women. She loves singing. She loves games and stuff. But there are some things that I need help with, and she doesn't know, because I didn't tell her. And if I know that Munira is the only person who can help me out here, but I am not asking her just because I am a little bit shy, or I have a self ego thing, whatever it is, that makes me a shit looking person, honestly. Sorry for the language. But that makes me, that, feel that I don't. That's when I started feeling nobody's helping me. Nobody's doing, but what am I doing? I am not telling Munira this is my problem. So why would she come and help me if she knows nothing? So that's the reason you need to stop having that sort of negative feeling, that sort of negative thoughts that I cannot ask somebody for help, because at the end, this is for your own sake, this is for your work to be done. And if you don't ask your manager that you need a job change, you will be staying at the same job forever. If you don't ask your peers that you need help with the CRM, they won't be helping you, and you are going to be stuck there forever. Then there's a review coming up, and then they'll be talking to you, why didn't you do this? Because I didn't know how to do this. And why didn't you ask us? Because I was shy. So that makes, again, us looking fool. So I think, even as we all know the saying, there is no question silly or stupid. So just keep that one thing in your, and if somebody says, what question is this, what are you asking, is this even a question, you can just simply tell them, there's no question stupid or silly. If you have the answer, just let me know. If you don't have the answer, we'll figure it out somewhere else. So that's the way you have to be, and that's the way you really need to reshape yourself, so that there are some people who do not have that confidence to talk about things. They feel that they are not heard from people. They think they have been dismissed. They think that they are not getting an opportunity to speak. They are not getting, their voice is not heard, or things like that. But it's the people, it's the situation that you are in. Find a mentor who shares the same sort of thoughts with you. Find an influencer who is a huge influencer for you, and become one of them. Share these problems with them, share these ideas with them, and start building your communication, start building your network. LinkedIn is a very good place to start building the network. Find people of your own interest and start talking to them. It's not like nobody's will be listening to, at least one. If at least one person listens to you, that means you are a successful communicator, and that means that you can ask people for help. So I guess, this thing, I already always say this before ending any conversation and as a conclusion, and I always will keep saying this, and this is my favorite motto. So never fear losing, but fear not trying. So, losing, failure is not an option, it's just a situation. But if you don't even try to achieve what you're looking for, that means you are a failure. So I know it sounds a little bit harsh, but that is what it is. You need to try to see, to taste the success or the failure. You cannot, be futuristic, where you see, okay, if I do this, I'm going to fail definitely. That's a very negative thought, and that means you're not optimistic enough to achieve your goal. So start doing that. Be fearless. uh Nothing is gonna happen, so be fearless. Nobody's there. You are your own destiny creator, so be fearless and talk your shit out. Definitely do that, and you will see the differences that it brings in your life. That's it.
Amazing. So I guess we have some questions, Jeevantika. Let's answer them.
Yeah, sure. I love questions.
All right. Let's me go to the. Oh, we have start question. Rebecca has nicely start the questions for us. The first question is question about career change. I don't have experience in tech and I have been a CS professor for years. What would you make what would make a tech recruiter move forward with my application without experience in the field? Okay. Any recommendation? Okay. Um, I will answer this, but let's. Do you want to answer this, Javantika?
No, I guess you are the perfect one to answer this question.
All right. The answer is yes, but it's not that straightforward. Any any tech companies who hire software engineer or tech in a tech field as well, there they always, like for example Microsoft, you have to pass a codility, which is a tech assessment, and then move to the next interview. So if you are a CS professor and you want to move into tech field, and in tech field there are many tech fields are there. All right, so you have to choose which tech field you want to go into. You want to become a software engineer? Do you want to go into this into UX designing, product management, project management? And decide the field first, and then you can go from there. But long answer short is yes, you can move to a tech field from a CS professor. All you need to do is pick up your field, what you're passionate about, what you're interested in, and then go from there. If you want to become a software engineer, you can still become it. You need to do some lot of practice and read about the coding language that you want to pick up, and you can go from there. All right. How to find the first job in tech? I'm transition into a data analyst role. Do you want to answer this?
Yeah, I think I can take that. How to find the first job in tech. So I guess don't run after finding a job, rather than explore. I guess first step is to explore. So you are transitioning into data analyst role. So see what are the jobs out there, job market for data analyst. What is more suitable to your skill? If you see a role that is more relevant to you, but if you lack one of the skills that they are looking for, I would say just complete that. Complete the whole requirement set for the role that you're looking for and then apply. So it's not like you apply one job and you'll get that role. You have to apply for 10 of those kind of jobs and 10 of those kind of areas to, get a certain certain answers on the job requirements. So you will understand. Might happen that you will get a job in one go. Well, and well done on that. But if it happens that they reject you for some or the other reason, you know the reason. You have the full right to ask the recruiter what was the reason that you failed them. What was the reason that they did not consider you, and work on those reasons. Take those comments as compliments, and work on them. Learn what was that you lacked there, and just finish that up with that, and then find another job. So I guess if you are a grad or if you're just starting into tech, my advice would be to know the market very well. Just know the area. So for example, I am into cloud computing. I would know what are the job market, what are the roles available in the cloud, what are the requirements, and where I fit in. And that's when I'll move my first step to finding a job.
All right. Shall we move to the next question?
Yep.
Okay. So Julian asked, what would you advise women with not so assertive personalities to do when they feel like nobody is listening? Nobody is listening to them, um, and there are no other women in their team to support them. I think that's right up to Ali Javantika.
So I guess the simple answer to is find a male buddy. If you do not find, if you don't think that you don't have a women supporter, or there is nobody in your team who's understanding you, I guess go out of the team. It does not have to be in the team, it does not have to be in your comfort zone. Just go out of your comfort zone. My mentor is a male mentor, and I am so happy being mentored by him, and I am so honored by being mentored by him, because he shares the same ideas that I do. He supported me throughout, and I guess if he wouldn't have been there, this is where I won't be sitting now. So my mentor is a male, and I do not hesitate having a male mentor. This shouldn't be in your, within your heart that okay, he's a male, he won't be able to support me. There are so many males out there supporting women grow, and I have seen them personally. So I guess if you do not find a women or a female mentor for you, or somebody you can share with, I would say just go out of your comfort zone. Find a male buddy, find a male mentor who can understand you, who can, sometimes it happens that a different person would be able to solve your problem. unknown person will be able to solve your problem rather than the known person. So I guess if the question is, what would you advise women with not so assertive personality? This is just a thought. Everybody is assertive. So, as I said, there are two ways to think, negative and positive. I would say shut down the negative thinking and open up the positive more. So, don't think that I do not have a female buddy with me, so I won't be able to share my problems and I have to keep quiet because I am not so assertive. Instead, think that you are very positive, you're very assertive, and you will get a solution if you just go a step out of your comfort zone and find somebody else who would be able to do that. So this is like not the end of the world. It's a big population, it's a huge country, it's a huge population, and you will find somebody there who will be listening to your problem, who will guide you, or maybe guide you to somebody else. If they are not the direct resource, they'll guide you to somebody else. Just to give a quick example on that, I also shared this in the previous one. If I work with partners mostly, and whenever there is a new technology that I am unaware of, or I haven't been working with it and I need a resource, I know the team that I'm working with does not have that sort of idea. So what I'll do is I'll find on Google some sort of article, or some sort of blog that somebody has posted on that topic, and I will reach out to the person who have written the blog. He must be aware of things because he has written the blog, or she has written the article. So I will reach out, I will IM them, I'll let them know that this is the article I read, I need some support with the partner, what should I do? That's it. If they are not the direct person, I've also reached the CVPs and VPs, and I know like they won't be helping you directly, I know that from the very beginning, but they will certainly guide you to some other person, a resource that they know would be able to help you. This is how you communicate, this is how you let people know that you want to be listened and you need help. So that's the example I could give you though.
All right, let's move to the next question. There are so many questions we have to cover. Okay, next question is from Anjum. Do you have any advice for someone like me who has been stay at home but is hoping to transition into tech? Can learn to code, but I worry I wouldn't be accepted or seen as professional. All right, Anjum. I hope I can answer this. Jeevantika, is that okay with you?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay, Anjum, it's a great question, and honestly, what I believe in, it doesn't matter. As a recruiter, what I believe in, it doesn't matter where you come from, whether you are come from like having a degree, or whether you are staying at home and you have self-taught engineer, right? You will be taken as a professional. Microsoft, I can give example of Microsoft because I have done this. I have hired recently someone last month, who was not having a degree in the computer science. They were self-taught, and on top of that, uh, they did a diploma in the coding and in the all the tech degree they want to go through, and we have offered a software engineering role. So don't think about yourself that just because you don't have a proper degree you cannot work professionally. um, we are doing an event tomorrow. I will share the link with you right now. In this event, you will see a lot of examples how Microsoft has helped people in growing, people from different parts of the world. You all can join in that event. That's a very educational event which will talk about how something that we're talking about right now, career progression and development, and what you can do about yourself. So you will learn different stories, different ideas, different ways what you can do. So if you have time, join that event. I will be hosting that event tomorrow, so make sure, so be there. Okay, let's move on to the next question, which is Jenny. I love the idea. I love the bragging sheet idea. As women, we are taught from a young age that we should be modest, and I think that's the reason we play down ourselves. Jenny, yes, the bragging sheet idea is something which which remind you time to time that you are awesome, and nobody can put you down. And as Javantika was also talking about, that you don't need anyone else to tell you you should do this or you should not do this. You can do this whatever you want. And bragging sheet is just a, a bridge or an idea which tells yourself, like, you know what, girl, you got this.
Love that.
Okay, let's move to the next question. What if I am stay home mother? Who is attending software engineering bootcamp, and I have no experience in technology except for the bootcamp? Can I still get a job in software engineering? Fancy, yes, you can still get a job in software engineering if you have attended the bootcamp, which is really good because that is one step towards for the career that you are going forward and you wanted. And you can be work as a professional software engineer as well. um, all you need to do is just, except from being in a bootcamp, practice a lot. All right, being a software engineer is, do different kinds of coding exercises, go on to lead code or hacker rank. They have a tons of knowledge about coding and everything. And you can also pick up the questions there and practice yourself. Just practice a lot, do different kinds of coding exercises, and you can definitely become a successful software engineer. Let's move to the next question. What is the most important thing to remember when trying to get a job as someone who doesn't have any tech experience but is going to online school to learn to be a software engineer? I think it's a similar question. You can become a software engineer, whether it's an online school, whether, well, we are an online world right now, correct? So if you have learning coding online, you can definitely become a software engineer. Just as I said, just practice a lot, so that when you go for the interview, you know what you're doing. Okay, the next question is from Annie. How would you recommend finding a mentor and an influencer? I think Javantika can definitely help you out in this.
Yeah, so I guess if you are looking for a mentor or an influencer, the best way to is join the communities out there. So you would see on LinkedIn, social platform, there are so many women in tech communities. There are so many different kind of communities. If you're not just looking into women in tech and more on the tech side or your sales side, finance side, whatever it is, based on the help that you're looking. And also, sometimes it happens if you join a community, there are people to help you mentor on a general basis. They can help you in overall thing. So the best way is to find a mentor on an influencer through social media platforms, and joining the communities, join various communities that attracts you. If you are a techie, find the tech communities, and definitely you should be able to find a mentor in the tech, because every community have a group of mentors, and they should be able to help you. So for example, in International Women in Tech, we have 30 mentors, and the mentors are from all the scenarios where we help people who are seeking some mentorship in the social activity or professional activity or a personal activity. So that's what I would recommend.
All right, we have last question here, which is something similar to this question.
Yeah,
Where
so
are the free? Okay.
yeah, I just saw it. Sorry. Yeah, where are there free or low cost tech mentors? So yeah, it's, I guess, just go for the free ones. Why do you want to pay for mentors? Jokes aside, but yeah, I guess joining this community, because I know a lot of communities have paid membership, so you have to pay to join those communities, and it's again the same thing, you are paying to get a mentor. But there are some people who do not charge for being a mentor, they love mentoring people. And there are other communities, unlike my community, like my community, so we do not charge for mentorship, and it's a free consulting thing that our team provides. And there are different other communities like mine who also does the same. So I would say again the same thing to that I said to Annie, that please explore the LinkedIn area, and also different communities to find your mentor. There's another question: how should we set one up? Want to connect on Twitter? Uh, I didn't get this question quite well. How should we set one up? What's that? Is it a community or a mentor page? Sorry, Munira, you're on mute.
Hey, I'm just popping on. They were in the chat, they were separately discussing networking opportunities. So
Okay,
I
okay.
think that question related to the thread that's happening as well. I don't know if you saw there was a lot of excitement just based around this discussion. And then separately, they were looking for opportunities to network. So again, I shared in the chat earlier. We pinned it to the top of the YouTube chat. The Women in Tech group that's on LinkedIn. There are lots of places out there. I think if there's other areas that either of you recommend for networking, if there's like set opportunities, otherwise, I think they were looking to kind of just offline separately connect.
Yeah,
So
no, I guess that's a very good idea. I am looking at some of the chats, and they're looking to create their own networking. So I guess Twitter is a very good option. LinkedIn is the huge platform. Then you have Slack and so many different platforms where you can create your own community and start sharing ideas. So that's a very good idea, and I guess it's a very good start to create that platform.
amazing. Thank you both so much. This has been fantastic. I think this was another really great episode with you both. We dropped in the chat just before. They'll be back here again next month, March 9th, same time, and discussing resumes and CVs. So that's exciting as well. I feel like a lot of these questions sort of pertain to that. So it'll be nice transition to get over to there for next month. So if you're available, do sign up. And then just quickly, I'm just going to put up here. We dropped the survey into the chat, but also if you're not familiar, this session is brought to you by the Microsoft Reactor in partnership with these two wonderful, amazing people. And if you are not part of the community yet, if you happen to just come across this or see it promoted maybe elsewhere, do join our community. Find us on YouTube. Follow our website. Right now, the website is just a cover page. We're updating it, so it doesn't have our calendar there, but you can also find us on Meetup. Look for your local time zone location and just join there. We're getting a lot of thank yous in the chat, lots of positive feedback,
Uh,
lots of thank yous. This was
And I
fantastic.
also wanted to mention that I got so many bookings currently, the
oh,
booking
wow.
link that I shared. So I am so looking forward to meet you all for a quick coffee catch up. And definitely you will be having a great time chatting. So thanks, everybody.
Amazing. And
All
thank
right.
you all, anybody that stayed past the time. Thank you for hanging around. Until the next one, take care, everybody.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for all the good things you're saying on the chat. It was pleasure.